Hi guys, and welcome back to Switch Up. Today we're going to look at the upcoming games over the next 7 days. So don't panic, it's not the next month, it's just the next 7 days. Remember, we're giving away a copy of Divinity 2 on the Nintendo Switch, so be sure to subscribe and leave those silly little notification bells switched on. A big thanks for helping us reach 48,000 subscribers in the last couple of days. And there are once again a ridiculous number of good titles coming out. Let's jump straight into the list. The first title is called Dead by Daylight. Now this has been out on PC for some time and has a huge following, including our own good friend Arditha. It's a 1 versus 4 multiplayer game that allows you to choose between playing an unstoppable killer and one of 4 survivors trying to evade a gruesome death. Now this edition includes 9 killers and 10 survivors to choose from and has 3 cosmetic packs. You can either survive with them or without them. You can cooperate, or you can be a little more selfish and go off on your own. And if you'd like to play as the killer, then that option is here as well. It's actually an intricately deep game, and if you go over to Arditha's channel and check it out, you'll see the amount of options you have available to you. This is a very good experience and one that I know a lot of people are looking forward to. Hopefully we can grab a code and let you know how it runs on the Nintendo Switch. It's £34.99 or your regional equivalent and drops on the 24th. The next game is one that needs no introduction. It's Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast, which is releasing at a measly £8.09 on the 24th. This was probably one of my favourite Star Wars games of all time. I absolutely loved it. You play as Kyle Katarn, an agent of the New Republic. You can use your lightsaber and obviously all the powers that you'd expect. There are 13 weapons, including the Disruptor Rifle, thermal detonators, trip mines, and a Wookiee bowcaster. And there are 24 single-player missions. This is a great game. If you've never played it, look, it's not got the most amazing graphics by today's standards, but it was just brilliant. If you're a fan of the series, or if you're a fan of just Star Wars in general, this is a very good game and one that I know you're not going to be disappointed with. The next game is Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avenger 9 that releases on the 25th for £13.49 or your regional equivalent. It's a 2D action game and it's reasonably priced here as well. You play as Copen, who can dash into enemies to lock onto them so that his shots never miss, or use his bullet dash ability to fly through the stages without touching the ground. You'll be acquiring what's called X weapons from bosses for that extreme firepower, and there are several bosses in this one. Interestingly, when he reaches 0 health points, there's a chance that his partner Lola will revive him in a powered up state, which is a nice mechanic for maybe the lesser skilled players. And there's also a full and quite intricate story here with a vast voice cast, and if you pre-order the game, then you'll receive the Kohaku DLC outfit. It's only a single player, which in my opinion is a bit of a shame, but if you know what you're getting yourself into, I've got a feeling this is going to be quite a good game. Next up in, as I mentioned, another big week for the Nintendo Switch is a strategy game called Northguard. Now it's based on Norse mythology in which you control a clan of Vikings vying for control of a mysterious newfound continent. You build your settlements on the newly discovered continent of Northguard, assign your Vikings to various jobs. You can have a farmer, warrior, sailor or lawmaster, manage your resources carefully and survive harsh winters and vicious foes. As you'd expect, you'll be expanding and discovering new territories, and there are different victory conditions here, such as conquest, fame, law, and trading, which if you're familiar with the Civilization series, this won't be new to you. You can play against your friends or against the computer AI with different difficulty levels and personalities. A big win is that there are going to be dedicated servers on the Nintendo Switch, which I cannot tell you is such a good thing for a game of this type. And with that 1 to 6 player online, this could well be one of the best strategy games we have on Switch, and possibly the best real-time strategy by a country mile. It's £31.49, which is expensive, and Glenn will let you know in his review next week if it's worth that price. This drops on the 26th. Contra Rogue Core from Konami is a game that, well, it has not been well received on other platforms. It's launching at £40, and from the video footage I've seen on those platforms, it looks terrible. It really looks bad. Now, if you're interested in it, then there is a demo that you can download to see if it's better than it looks. It has local and online co-op action for up to 4 players. You can build over 100 weapons and augment your character with bionic body parts. There's character progression and all the shooting you would expect. But yeah, it does not look like a Contra game that we were hoping to see on the Nintendo or any other console for that matter. Check it out for yourself. Am I being too harsh? Yeah, this one for me I think is going to be a miss. £40-ish. Try the demo out. Let me know what you think of it. But for me, no. No thanks. It drops on the 26th. Next up then we have Darksiders To The Deathinitive edition. Oh man, they need to come for us for those puns. And that drops on the 26th. Now the first release on the Nintendo Switch ran beautifully and it had that performance mode and other things that made it stand out from a crowd of otherwise slightly mediocre action games on Switch. THQ Nordic, they're not going to disappoint here. I can't say much. I have been playing this for a review. I've probably put in about 3 hours so far. I really want to tell you it's amazing, but I'm not allowed to, so I won't. Hint, hint. This one drops on the 26th, and yeah, maybe consider checking it out. I can tell you that it comes with all the DLC included, which comes to around about 30 hours of playtime, and they've reworked and tuned the game balance and the loot distribution, as well as improving the graphic render engine for higher visual quality. And that's something that I've already seen from the playtime that I've put into the game. The music in it is brilliant as well if you've not played this one. Keep an eye out for it on the 26th. So then it's time for Dragon Quest XI's Echo of an Elusive Age, with possibly the best demo I've ever played on any console system ever. It was around 10 hours long and was an amazing showcase for the experience and completely sold me. This drops on the 27th. It is an epic experience. They've also included a beautiful switch between the classic and the updated game, and you can do this, as I understand it, on the fly. There's over 100 hours of playtime here as well, but that HD to 16-bit shift mechanic, I mean, that's just a touch of class right there, and to me that's exactly how it should be done. You'll also be able to download the Champions Pack for free on launch, which includes a load of character gear. I will be 100% buying this game and trying to squeeze in 100 hours around making all this content. Wish me luck. So from a hugely positive outlook to a much more negative one, we have next EA Sports FIFA 20 Nintendo Switch Legacy Edition from EA. Now, I got nothing against EA per se, but I really don't understand why they don't just put the money in, port the Frostbite engine, and give us a proper FIFA experience on the Switch. It's probably going to end up as one of the biggest selling consoles of all time, so why they wouldn't do that just makes no sense to me. I know it's less powerful than the big boys, but giving us a Legacy Edition, which is essentially the same game from last year, just with the updated roster, feels like an insult, especially when they're charging £44.99 for it. Ugh, yeah, no, not for me at all. It even says on the eShop, gameplay, features and modes will have parity with FIFA 19, aka it's the same game. GG. The next of the Microsoft releases on the Switch, hell yeah, is Ori and the Blind Forest, the Definitive Edition. This is releasing at a paltry £14.99 and it looks delightful. This is an action-adventure platformer that takes place from the side view but has a very nice depth of field effect to it. It's possibly one of the most beautiful games I've seen on the Switch so far. It has a hand-painted artwork that's been meticulously animated, a fully orchestrated score, and dozens of new features that weren't there in the other editions. It really does feel like Microsoft are embracing the Nintendo Switch, and I couldn't be happier about it. This is one to look out for when it drops on the 27th. The last game, or it's actually 3 games, all drop on the 27th as well, so good luck to your wallet. And that's the Dragon Quest 1, 2 and 3 games. I played the third one of these way back when and enjoyed it a great deal, but didn't get to play the first 2, and they've actually dropped here at decent prices. First one's about £4. The second one, I think £5, and it's the third one that's actually the most expensive, at around $10. Now, these classic 80s games were all about the story, and that is obviously going to transfer over perfectly. It's nice to see that they fill the full screen of the Switch rather than coming with borders or anything of that nature, and they'll be familiar to anyone who's played JRPGs in the last 20 years. These are the classics of the genre, and if you haven't got them or played them before, it's worth having a look at them when they drop on the 27th. So there we have it, another absolutely ridiculous week filled with games. Oh my goodness, September has been brutal but amazing. What are you guys playing at the moment? Are you playing Zelda? Are you hoping to win a copy of Divinity 2, or does that game not interest you? And remember, we give away a free Nintendo Switch game at the start of each month to our patron and also our subscriber most active on the channel, and that's completely separate to everything else. For all things Switch all the time, keep it Switch up. Cheers guys, see ya!